Good evening. We are back for a new Model Monday Live for June. Now let me see if I can figure out how to bring Tyler into this. There we go.
All right, we are in. We are on the air. How's everyone doing? Always going to be another fun new Model Monday.
Absolutely. And we have some interesting stuff to show you this time. Now, no specific theme this month, other than what's new in terms of samples we've received and products that have come into stock. But I think it's going to be a good month.
Yeah, we've got a couple of things that came in over the past couple of weeks. Of course, last month we had the large scale special with the Bachmann. So today's going to be mostly HO scale focus with a little bit of Nscale. So let's get right into it.
All right, I'm just working on something here. Let me see if I can get you. Yeah, they've changed how this works.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. Okay, I think we may just have to have either both of us on screen like this or individual. Anyway, we'll work it out. All right. So I'm sorry. I'm afraid I missed your lead-in. What are we talking about first?
I was just saying it's going to be mostly HO scale, a little bit of Nscale, since we were focused on large scale last month.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll start off with the model we featured in the teaser. The teaser image, and we first revealed on Facebook a couple weeks back. We're going to show it off again. It's our latest addition to the HO scale SC44 charger line. It's the Amtrak Midwest paint scheme, number 4626, which of course we've done before. And what is new and unique about this model is, just like the prototype, this is the one-of-a-kind unit that had the original nose replaced with the streamlined nose from the ALC42 version. I've got a original SC44 here for comparison. The 4626, the prototype, was damaged in a grade crossing accident, I believe, in late 2023 or early 2024. And when it went back into service, it was modified to have the streamlined nose that you see here. As far as we're aware, this is the only unit that has gotten this modification so far. We're not sure if the rest of the fleet will be getting them in the future. But in the meantime, we had the part, of course, for the ALC42, the Amtrak long distance version, and we figured it would add a easy way to add another variation to the Charger fleet. Comes with all the features everybody knows and loves about the Charger models. TCS WOW sound on board with the dual mode DCC decoder, CD quality sound, all the lighting features from the engine compartment light, the flashing strobe lights, and emergency light on the roof, your headlight, your flashing ditch lights. Basically, the only difference between these, of course, is the different nose. No number board, or destination board on the nose here. I think personally, I like all the Chargers, but I think this is it's a little bit of a upgrade here to go from the original SC44 nose to the streamlined nose.
Yeah, you lose the destination, of course, but what you gain is a really nice sleek appearance. So I'm with you on that.
Yeah, you know what they say. It's not about the destination; it's about the journey.
Well, at least for rail fans like us, I'm sure that's that's the case. But yeah, that's an awesome looking model, and I think it's going to be a good addition to anybody's Amtrak fleet. If you're modeling the Midwest in particular, this is probably going to be a must have. So yeah, very excited about seeing this one.
Yeah, keep an eye out. It'll be a perfect to complement the upcoming married pair Siemens Venture cars for Amtrak Midwest, your business class and your coach class.
Yep, and the coach class ones that are out now in retail stores now as well.
Yeah, I do want to take the opportunity real quick and just going forward throughout the show here to give a little bit of an update with the tariff situation over the past couple of weeks and how that's unfolded and evolved. When the tariffs were at their highest point, we had to coordinate with our factory to put all production on hold and put all shipping, exporting out of China, where our factory is located, on hold due to the tariffs. We didn't want to be putting any product on the water that would be subject to those tariffs when it arrived. And we couldn't keep producing trains if the factory didn't have anywhere to put them. So now that the tariffs have been at least temporarily lowered to the 30%, we were able to slowly start up production. But because production was on hold for a couple weeks, we are going to be making some adjustments to the schedule, and it's going to be a little bit harder to give firm dates for when these models will be arriving and shipping. But we'll give answers as best as we can.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep that in mind as we're talking about the upcoming releases.
Yeah, and that's, we've seen a lot of questions on social media about what's going on with the Acela 2. It was supposed to have been released now and stuff like that. Obviously, it's all tied in with the same issue, and we do hope to have those very soon, within the next month or so. But yeah, unfortunately, as with I think everybody in any consumer product industry, not just model trains, it's been there've been a lot of unknowns and a lot of challenges we've had to work around. So we're doing our best to just continue going on our end, and we want to bring the trains to you. So we're keeping going as and following what's going on with the situation as best we can.
Yes, we'll be able to answer any more questions you may have about the tariffs and product arrivals when we get to the Q&A section. But we're going to keep it rolling right now with the upcoming models, the new samples we've gotten in. Next one we're going to be showing here, we announced these back in the 2024 NMRA announcements, and we showed off 3 of the 4 paint schemes for the Nscale GP38-2 sound value model. Now returning to the line with economy equipped, and we now have a complete sample of the 4th road name in that release, and that is our first ever Long Island Railroad locomotive, the number 250. And this wasn't intentional when we chose the road number out, but as you may be aware, next year is the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States. So it kind of worked out very nicely to have number 250 on this locomotive. Did you? I think we may have just lost my camera here.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna. Yeah, some unfortunate hardware issues. I'm gonna back out for a minute, Matt, and see if I can get that going again. Do you want to talk about some more of the some of the rolling stock we've gotten in recently?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so see a few things behind me here we're going to talk about. Some of it's in stock now, some of it's first samples. So we'll keep it on theme right now and start with the first samples. We've shown some of these on our social media, but for a closer look at them, just bring Tyler back into the call here. All right, let's see. All right. Having a few technical difficulties here. But yeah, this is the HO scale version of our newsprint boxcar, Canadian National Newsprint boxcar. It's a car that we first released in Nscale. You're probably familiar with that one. And all right, let's see. So Tyler, I can see you, but let's see. It says you're in the green room. Again, I apologize for this. There was an update on the software and things are a little wonky. So let's see. Okay, I think you're on.
All right.
Anyway, but I was just starting to talk about the newsprint boxcar, so we'll jump back to that, and then we'll get back to the locomotives in a second.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So this is the HO scale version of our Canadian National Newsprint boxcar. Really cool car. This was part of a promotional train, I believe, in the 70s that the Canadian National ran that was promoting various products and industries and commerce of Canadian businesses. So this car was unique in the sense that it had all of these mastheads from these different newspapers, representing newspapers from across Canada, which I do have to say, this actually was no easy task because there was no digital graphic for Tyler to go off of on this. So everything you see on here was recreated using reference photography and meticulously reproduced through software.
Yes, it was. Took a lot of typesetting and trying to best make out, what the full names were of those newspapers to make it look as accurate as possible based on the photographs we could find. So yes, this was part of a 4-car train Canadian National painted up for an ad campaign. And the other thing that's unique about this car and the entire cars in these contests was they were only painted on one side with those unique graphics. The other side kept the standard Canadian National paint scheme. And after the advertising campaign was over, they painted the car data on the specially decorated side, and then they just released those into regular service. So they were traveling all around the Canadian National system and elsewhere around North America.
And of course, Tyler mentioned, there are other cars in this train. One of those cars is one that we had in our line for a number of years that you'll recognize, which is this one. I think Tyler we may have lost your camera again.
Yes, but yeah, the demonstrator cylindrical hopper was also part of that consist.
Yep. And this had a I forget what this was. It's a chemical compound. Is it of grain or something like that?
Plastic polymer.
Plastic. Okay. Very cool. And as you'll see, just like on the other one, the other side of the car was just in the standard Canadian National paint scheme that those cars wore. And in Nscale, we also have done the Canadian beef car, which was another addition to that same train.
Yes, that is a brand new arrival that came in just a couple weeks ago.
And unlike the others, this one actually I think looks a little more vibrant on the non-ad side. Just got the blue door and the nice silver paint on the side there.
Yeah, but you also got the nice cow graphic with all the different cuts of beef highlighted. So they're very fun cars.
And as I mentioned, both of these cars, both the cylindrical hopper and the newsprint car are available in Nscale. So you can add this to that train and build the more of the prototypical consist for the actual promotional campaign train. So let's see if we can get Tyler back in here. All right, Tyler is back. Looks like you're on your phone.
Yes, I am once again improvising just like I did on the on our live stream a couple of months ago with Doug Blaine. So we'll hopefully get the laptop webcam sorted out next week. But yeah, that's a fun series of cars that we're expanding on. First at Nscale and now at HO. The beef car, it's not in the HO scale line at the moment, but there's a good chance you'll see it down the road.
Definitely. Now, one thing I'm trying to work out here is it looks like you're zoomed in to be full screen here. So with whatever you're showing, keep that in mind. You may have to lift it up right up to your face.
All right. Good to know. That may be also because I have it vertical. Let me try flip.
Here we go. Okay, there we go.
Excellent. Making it work.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we're going to stick with the Canadian theme here, and I have one more sample here on my table, and then Matt has a couple as well. And this is something that we just received in the mail today from the factory. We haven't even teased this yet, so this is a world premiere right here. We'll make sure to have some more photographs of it on our social media in the next couple of days. But this is very exciting.
Sound effect somewhere I could probably use in this.
Yeah, that's not the big reveal. Here's the big reveal. We've shown off in Nscale. We've got the SCV42 charger. We showed off the engineering samples for the venture cars. And now here's the world premiere of the Nscale VRL Canada cab car.
That is a real beauty. And actually, this is
It
working out
is.
pretty well on your phone because it's focusing in really nicely.
Yeah, I think the phone camera is a little bit better than the laptop webcam, honestly. So I'll turn this around to show the side. Of course, this is the on every VRL Canada train set with the 5 semi-permanently coupled venture cars and the charger making up the consist on their corridor service in Ontario and Quebec. And turn it around to the back here as well. Great thing about this is it has all the same features that you've come to expect from the HO scale venture cars that have been such a big hit for us. You've got all these separately applied details. You've got the windshield wipers. You've got the metal grab irons. You've got the horn on the top here. You've got your separately applied roof antennas, fully detailed lighted interior, separately applied underbody detail, and best of all, with the cab car, you have the DCC wow sound on board.
I was just going to say you could see the little speaker vents underneath.
Yes, yeah, we've done a lot of engineering, and thankfully we were able to get a lot of it out of the way earlier on in the process compared to the back and forth we've had with the HO scale cab car. Haven't tested it yet, but we're very excited to hear how it sounds. So hopefully that's your first sneak peek at the VRL cab car at Nscale, and hopefully we'll have some decorated samples and we'll be able to demonstrate the whole train in action very soon.
Looking forward to it. Now, I think before your camera cut out before, we were still talking about the Long Island Railroad GP38. I don't know if we conclude that?
No, yeah, we need to come back around to that. So like I was saying, nice bit of synergy there with road number 250. These locomotives were originally delivered around the time of the America's Bicentennial in 1976. This paint scheme was their way to commemorate that. You have the seal on the cab here just below the window with the classic Long Island Railroad seal in red, white, and blue.
That was a seal specific to the bicentennial, correct?
It was just a yes. It was at the center was the classic seal in blue and white, and then and red around here. I'm not sure if I can get the camera to focus on it.
Yeah, I
but
can
it
see
did
that.
say bicentennial commemoration.
That's amazing. You have to use your phone from now on because I could actually read that on the screen. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I may have to. And some of these locomotives were painted with the this blue stripe in the middle of the side of the long hood, and I believe some were painted with a red stripe, and some were later modified into that scheme to kind of make it an even more patriotic looking locomotive.
Which actually is
those-
to get an idea for that from our product line, it's actually the same appearance as our bicentennial Milwaukee Road SD40.
Yes, that's correct. I believe there was the Milwaukee Road unit was designed first, and then one of their executives moved over to Long Island, and he liked that one-off paint scheme so much he wanted it on all the Long Island locomotives. And just a few more points to highlight here. You got the classic MTA logo here, the two-tone M with Long Island underneath. You've got the non-dynamic brake hatch here, which is accurate, of course, for the Long Island GP38s. I believe this is the second or third GP38 we've done without dynamic brakes in HO.
Mm-hmm.
And as I mentioned earlier, this is a sound value model with Soundtrack's Economy on board. So stepping it up with an even more advanced decoder than our past sound value projects, while still keeping it at a very affordable price point.
It's an awesome locomotive, and we saw some comments when we initially debuted it in photos on social media about concern about the colors on there, whether the blue is correct, and it really is a trick of the light in photography, because in person it's much darker than it looks in those photos, and You can see right now the phone's trying to equalize it, which I think is part of the issue. But rest assured, we did match the colors correctly to the actual Long Island Railroad colors. So they do
Yeah,
look they do look as dark as they should look.
yeah, and we do appreciate the feedback. We appreciate the all the train enthusiasts out there keeping us honest as I drop the model. But yes, we think once it comes out and once you see it in person at your local hobby shop, it'll look spot on. This, of course, is officially licensed by the MTA, and they've given it their seal of approval as well. If you need another reason to go for it.
Yep. Definitely looking forward to that one. Always a fan of seeing more commuter locomotives in our line. So, what else do we have? Do we have anything else on your end, or do you want to switch over to rolling stock again?
Yeah, that's everything I've got over here in the conference room. So, whatever else you have on your desk, I think there's 2 more pieces of rolling stock there.
All right, let's see. All right, well, I will just talk briefly about this. This is in stock, but it's something that it's actually part of the same line as the same series as the Canadian beef car that we just talked about. That is the Gers Express FGE solid cold reefer, probably one of the most popular and recognizable refrigerated boxcar schemes from the second generation era. So these would be seen from. I'm not entirely sure when they started. It would have probably been in the late 70s, I would assume, or mid 70s.
I believe it was 1970s time frame for certain.
Yeah, and a lot of these cars actually could still be found in this scheme up into the early 2000s, albeit very worn at that point. But very cool scheme, no pun intended. And it's one that it's probably been a long time coming to bring this to the line. It's one of those ones where we see them, how have we not brought this to our line yet? So it is in our line now in Nscale. So that is shipping now to retailers.
Yeah, 2 very sharp looking refrigerator cars there.
Absolutely, yeah. Just pivoting back for a second to up and coming rolling stock. Got the first sample here of our chassis system 52-foot flat car. And this is based on B&O 9106, which I happen to have a reference photo of here. This wasn't planned for the show, but since it's sitting right here, I'll put it up with a pretty intense looking load on it here. So that shows the real life car there. And there's the model. If anybody wants to model a load like that with this, definitely share a picture with us because we'd love to see that. That's one of the great things about flat cars is there's so much opportunity for modeling and for creating custom parts. And then in Nscale, we also have a 52-foot flat car. And this is our Burlington Northern in Cascade Green. Another really sharp-looking car. And again, these actually fit the same time period as the solid cold reefer as well, with the around the probably maybe more early 70s to mid 70s.
Yeah, showing a lot of love for the 70s here tonight. I've just noticed.
We are, yeah. And just there's a look at the underside of the car as well.
Yeah,
and of course metal
it's
wheels
very
and
sharp.
body-mounted couplers as well.
Yeah, those on the chassis system were when we were selecting the paint schemes for some new flat cars. Those were some nice ones to come across that we could do that aren't. A lot of flat cars were black or brown or oxide red. Something a little bit different, a little more comfortable, or more colorful. Getting all tongue twisted tonight. Excuse me.
Oh, you're
This is just turning into
the.
the. This is like the nightmare live stream.
I don't know.
Technical
I think the nightmare live
difficulties,
stream
dropping models. That's the beauty of doing it live.
Yeah, you get the real experience. But I would say the nightmare experience was last month when we when the cord came out and we actually lost the whole connection.
Yeah, that was tough. But we appreciate you all sticking with us and bearing through with us through all of it.
Absolutely. All right, so let's move back to products that are arriving into stock now or are in stock at retail stores. This is a pretty cool one. This is our latest example of our GP38s in Nscale. These are DCC ready with, I believe these might be the very first models that we offered with the Next 18 plugs in them.
Yeah, that's correct.
So brand new, really nice locomotives. They are just like the HO ones. We're offering them in multiple paint schemes reflecting various railroads and eras from the that are appropriate to the GP38. That's of course Milwaukee Road.
Yep,
Again,
Milwaukee Road with the non-dynamic brake cover, just like the Long Island I showed in the HO.
correct. And then with the dynamic brakes, we've got the chassis system here, which always a winner. Love that scheme.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one I have out of the box, so I'll just bring it a little closer here so you can see it for a second. And unfortunately, my camera is not focusing in quite as well as yours was. But get the idea of it there, and you've of course got the housing there if you do want to add DCC and sound to it as well. And then of course we've got, for the modern era, we've got Norfolk Southern with the horsehead scheme. And we don't have a sample of it on hand right now, but we have BNSF in the modern swoosh scheme as well. So there's something for every era of the GP38 in this release.
Mm-hmm.
And we're kind of jumping back and forth here a little bit between in stock and coming soon. Here's one that's coming soon again. This is the first package sample for our HO Scale Ringling Brothers baggage generator car. If you went out and caught the real Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey circus train back when it was running, you'll know it had tons and tons and tons of cars that look similar to this, whether they were animal cars or like this one, a generator car. So this is going to be a good addition to anybody's circus train fleet. And then I think that might be about it for new arrivals and up and coming models. But you will see I do have an Alco S2 sitting here, which is something that we haven't talked about. And we obviously don't have the Alco S2 in our line right now, but we're doing something a little special. So we wanted to do something when we heard that about the for anybody who's familiar with the railroading industry and railroading hobby, I'm sure you'll be aware of what the Mount Rainier Scenic Railroad has been dealing with. For anybody who's not aware, they in the process of purchasing their a portion of their route as they're trying to restore and reopen it. The day of signing for the ownership of one particular section, their largest trestle, which was on that section, was burned to the ground actually by arson. So that was a major blow to their preservation efforts, and it's obviously just an awful thing for a nonprofit to have to navigate. So we wanted to do something to help raise some funds for them. We want to get a little creative with it. So we're offering a very, very limited run of hand-finished Mount Rainier Scenic Railroad 7134, which is their actual Alco switcher that they have on their roster, which they use for maintenance trains. Occasionally it does make it into public service as well. So these are built out of existing parts here. Obviously, we've not started a new run of Alcos, but we're going to be making a very limited run of these, and they will be hand-finished and hand-painted by members of our team. So we will be offering these on our website soon. We'll be posting more about them on social media, but 100% of the sale price of these locomotives will be going to the railroad to aid in their efforts following the losing the bridge. So something to look out for soon on social media.
Yeah, it's if you folks remember from last year, we did a similar special custom model sale, which was 2 large-scale East Broad top locomotives, or I'm sorry, Tweetsie Railroad locomotives to support recovery from hurricane recovery in North Carolina and Tennessee. And we wanted to do something along those lines to help support Mount Rainier, and we're really happy with how it's coming together, and looking forward to having those available soon so that we can we can help them out with the rebuilding.
Yeah, and of course, in addition to the monetary aspect of it, just raising awareness. So they have a GoFundMe, and people are free to also just go and donate, and spread awareness of their efforts as well. So that's we kind of had a mishmash of new products, in stock products. Just as a recap, products that are in stock and shipping now are the Nscale steel reefers, the solid gold, and the Canadian National Beef Car, and then the GP38s as well in Nscale. So some good news for Nscale modelers out there. Whereas the HO products that we have here are under development, and we hope to see them in the coming months. I think it's probably about time to do the Q&A. What do you think, Tyler?
Yes, I think it's about that time. If anyone was commenting in the beginning of the stream, because of the technical difficulties, we may not have questions from the very beginning. So feel free to resubmit them, so we can make sure that we get everybody's questions read.
Absolutely. I think I do have access going back to the start on mine, so I'll try. I'll start from the top and work my way down.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Got some shout outs from Boyertown, Pennsylvania, Oregon. Always good to see people joining us from all over.
Mm-hmm. We have a question. Are there any fall products coming in 2025 that include intermodal? We do not have any intermodal models at the moment. Closest thing we have was a while back in the 2010s, we had the early intermodal piggyback flat car in both HO scale and Nscale. Of course, those have been discontinued for a few years now. We don't have anything scheduled to release right now, but stay tuned for when we make our next new product announcements. You never know what to expect. It's not a promise, but just more to stay tuned.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Any plans to show up in the Austin Train Show in Austin, Texas this year? We are not planning on being at that show, but we are going to be at the NMRA National Train Show in Novi, Michigan. That's our next big show in July, and we're looking forward to that because that will be where we announce our 2025 announcements, and we're pretty excited. We've got some pretty good stuff in store. I think it's going to be a good year for new announcements. But if you are interested in following where we're going to be at train shows, you can actually go to our website, go to www.bachmanntrains.com, and right on the front page there's an events calendar that you can click on that will show all the shows by month that we are planning to attend.
Mm-hmm. I have a question. I'm just going to read the username because I don't usually do this, but it seemed appropriate and just clever. We've got Go Via or Go Home asking when the tail end car, referring to the cab car for the Via set, will come in. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, unfortunately, with the temporary production stoppage and the schedule being rearranged due to the tariff situation, we're moving some dates around as far as when things are being manufactured and when they're being shipped out. The cab car was in production a couple of weeks ago, pre-tariffs. I'm not sure how far along they were able to get in the production process, and therefore where they're at with shipping for the HO1. So we don't have a date, unfortunately, at the moment, but our factory is working on sorting out the schedule right now, and hopefully we'll be able to give a firm date on that in the near future.
Mm-hmm. We did just provide them with the instruction booklets, so that usually when it gets to that stage, that means that they're pretty close to being ready to ship. So if that's any indication, it should be they should leave the factory at some point. I would say this summer. I have a question here. Anything new for Thompson Friends? Always stuff that we're working on. There are new samples for Thompson Friends. I don't have them on hand right now. We're going to save those for Thomas Tuesday with Tram World. We don't want to steal their thunder for that. So we do have some new samples for Thomas, and they're pretty exciting too. So we'll show those off for the July Thomas Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Got a few Thomas and Friends related questions here. Are we ever going to make a G-Scale Henrietta to pair with G-Scale Toby? It certainly would be appropriate. We'll see what we can do. And then just to finish up with the Thomas and Friends, I think there's a whole cluster of Thomas and Friends questions here, so I'll keep on topic for this. ETA for Stanley and Sir Handel. I'm going to echo what Tyler said again. Everything's up in the air in terms of exactly when things are going to arrive right now, but they are complete. Stanley, especially, is if not on the water now, should be very soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a bottleneck situation, similar to in COVID, where all companies from all kinds of industries had put a hold on importing from China with the tariff situation, and now that there's been a reprieve from that, everybody needs to get their shipments scheduled again. And for us, we're bringing our product by sea container. That's going to have some lead times with getting scheduled, and then with making the journey across the Pacific and over the other side to the Atlantic. So it takes some time, unfortunately. That's a matter of weeks. So there's wish we could have some more firm answers, but there's the pricing uncertainty we've been giving a little bit of a break from. Now we've just got a little bit of a shipping and production uncertainty, unfortunately. The good news is we do have plenty of inventory in stock of all of our previously shipped items, and those are not subject to tariffs at all because they came in before the tariffs went into effect. So there is, of course, it is frustrating for the brand new products and the restocks that are not available at the moment, but plenty of product in our warehouses and at your local hobby shop. So make sure to keep an eye out for what we have in stock to get your train fixed.
And we're still hopeful that things will still change for the better. And the way things are right now is not necessarily a given. Do you have a question here? Any new starter sets? Nothing we can speak of right now, but definitely I would say pay attention to what we're talking about in the next few months. We may have some stuff to talk about.
Yes, we have some stuff in the works. We do also have a few sets that we do plan to have shipped by the end of the year. Most notably, the large scale Thomas Van Ian Clareball set with DCC sound. I think we're still on track to get that in by the end of the year. And like Matt said, a couple more things that are in the works. Those will be more in 2026, but we should be able to talk about those soon.
Yeah. Of course, sets that we have announced that are coming out, or we've got the updated versions of the McKinley Explorer and the Denali Express with the new Holland America Cruise Lines unified paint scheme that they have on them. So we're still expecting to see those probably by the end of the year. So we're looking forward to those. They come with the new paint scheme on the Alaska Railroad GP40 as well, or the most recent Alaska Railroad paint scheme. So all around new paint for those sets. Yeah, hopefully we'll have more to talk about very soon. And of course, another set that we haven't talked about in a while, but it is still going to be on its way in the near future is the East Broadtop ON30 set. And then the passenger set, that's going to be a really nice looking one, the Rock Hill Limited. It's got the passenger cars numbered for the new cars that they had delivered for the new iteration of the railroad, and just all around a really nice looking set.
We have a question about are we going to sell the venture cars on Amazon? And they are not available at the moment. The situation with that is they've been so popular with just our standard hobby shop orders and pre-orders that there hasn't been enough stock for Amazon. We do sell with Amazon, but they don't do any pre-orders. They just purchase from what we have in stock. So no venture cars in stock means Amazon cannot get any. But if we end up with a it's kind of rare that we get to say that it's something so popular that we can't get it on Amazon, but
It's a good problem to
that's the
have.
reason you can't find them there. It is, yeah. So that may change in the future, but that'll be subject to what we have in stock and what Amazon chooses to order.
There's a question just a little bit above that one, actually. This is going to be one that would be appropriate for you to answer, Tyler, about the Nscale 440s and 460s. I don't know if you can see that one.
Yes, I was just looking at that one. So Nscale 440s, we did look originally at re-releasing those. When we looked at some of the issues those models have had in the past, they have the motor in the tender because the motors were a small enough motor that could run off the same voltage as all other Nscale locomotives. We couldn't fit it inside the locomotive itself. So we looked at this and we were like, the tender drive mechanism is unreliable. We can't fit a motor inside the locomotive, so we're going to go with a slightly larger locomotive that we can have a motor inside the locomotive, and we can even have DCC and sound. So that led to the 19th Century 460 and the development of that project, which is still coming along. We don't have anything to show for it yet, but hopefully we'll have an update for you in the near future. As far as bringing back the 440s, I think it would really be dependent on if the technology comes along that we can move away from the tender drive mechanism on those as well.
Mm-hmm. Any plans for any new 4-axle switchers? Nothing we can speak of right now, but I'm trying to think. The 44 tonners, that'd be a 4-axle, wouldn't it? Yeah, of course
it would. Yeah.
Mental break there for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, so we did actually re-release the 44 tonners with brand new soundtrack Tsunami 2 sound last year. Those have been very popular. We offered a few of our classic paint schemes that we've done in the past, like Santa Fe. We've offered some new ones, like a new B&O scheme, Amtrak for one of their shop switchers, Union Pacific. Definitely check it out at BachmannTrains.com. They are really nice locomotives, and the sound is phenomenal on those.
I have a couple questions about the mid-year announcements for sure. That will be done as always, or as per usual, in conjunction with the National NMRI Convention. That is scheduled for mid-July, so we expect to have the announcements out on the first day of the show, which will be July 18th. That's a Friday. So we are putting together the content for that right now. So stay tuned. It's coming very soon.
I have a question about more Telephone Railway coaches, specifically Coach 3 and brake van number 5. So there's a reason we did coaches 1, 2, and 4. Coach 3 is actually a slightly different length and configuration to the others. I think we may have lost Tyler again. But we'll keep on going.
I don't think you lost.
Anyway, yeah, Tyler, I think your signal may have dropped. Yeah, I'm gonna just I'm gonna put you in the green room for a second. So yeah. Here we go. I think you're back. Let's see. Maybe. I apologize for these technical issues we're having. It's still not working. All right. All right. Well, in any case, so yeah, coach number 3 for the Talflin, it was a different length and a different configuration to 1 and 2. So it's let's see. Yeah, it's still not connecting. All right, I apologize. But yeah, let's see. So I've got the interface up on my screen here, and every time I start talking about the product, Tyler's little call sign comes up again. It doesn't seem to be working. Tyler, if you can hear me, you're welcome to come join me in my office if you like. We'll see what happens. Anyway, so yeah, so that's the reason that telephone railway breakdown number 5 would be that'd be a totally new tooling. So it's something we can look into for the future, but it's not something that's probably going to be happening anytime soon. Do you see another question here about any update on the Acela 2? The Acela 2 is theoretically on the water right now, with all of the delays that have been happening with the tariff situation. Everything's a little bit out of whack in terms of where things are, but we're expecting them to arrive here within the next month or two and be shipping out to retailers. So we're very excited to see those. Of course, we would have loved to have had them in stock now, but they will still be just as cool when they do arrive as they would have been. Let's see what else we have. Any updates on the EM1? No updates right now, other than the fact that they are still in development, and we will definitely share any information that we have as soon as we have it from the factory. Let's see. Seeing some suggestions for new locomotives, new Pennsylvania Railroad locomotives. Always love seeing these suggestions. We do keep them in mind. We don't just spin a wheel of locomotives and just point to one when we choose what we want to make. We listen to our customer feedback, and we take all these suggestions like this into consideration. So suggestions are always welcome. And let's see. Any news on the Strasburg cars? We haven't got any news that we've shared in this episode. These are the Boston and Maine style early 1900s era passenger cars, but we should have an update on those pretty soon, and we're hoping to have a full sample with the full interior available to show off in the very near future. see. All right, I think we may have to end the stream here without Tyler. Yeah, thanks for joining us, and we always love being able to have this monthly interaction with our customers and fans. You are the reason that we make trains, so we're always happy to engage and discuss what we're able to discuss. And hopefully next month we'll have a few more samples to talk about, and obviously we'll be even closer to the 2025 mid-year announcements. So yeah, look for more on all that coming soon. But until then, we will see you next time. And I am seeing more questions come through, and just so you know, we do our best to go back and look and see what questions we missed afterwards, and if there's anything we can answer post stream on social media, we will do that. So until next time, see you later.